Is Elon Musk promoting the New World Order at Met Gala? What is Met Gala exactly? And is it linked to the Rothschilds? So Met Gala is an annual celebrity gathering where they show their crazy fashion costumes and head on inside for a dinner behind closed doors which we can't see. It kinda reminds me of the 1972 Rothschilds ball, in which they wore eerie costumes and attended what looked like some ritualistic dinner in their eyes wide shut party. People gotta start questioning why regular people don't do this weird stuff but famous people do. Here we have Donald Glover or Childish Gambino at Met Gala flashing the all-seeing eye pyramid on his back, then putting in a cult hand gesture up, and then Elon Musk showing Novus Ordo Seclorum on his back, which translates to New Order of the Ages or a New World Order. They keep showing this imagery they are in support of, and subliminals like Alicia Keys wearing the World Trade Center on the middle of her back to Met Gala. And on that very morning the World Trade Center was struck by lightning. And on that same night Hillary Clinton was at Met Gala for the first time since 2001, and we all know what happened to the World Trade Center that year. It was struck down. It all just seems like the Hunger Games 2, in which they just released a trailer for their new film and they have some interesting imagery law. They love subliminals. But back to Elon Musk, the one who wants to chip our actual brains. I'm not sure why people think he's on our side. He's clearly controlled up like Trump and those guys. I mean, look at his mother, showing the same symbolism as all these other celebs we expose. There's no exceptions. He's an industry plant and sellout who clearly just showed you he's a part of the agenda. So watch out for more weird ritualistic area cultic outfits and subliminal messages at Met Gala on May 1st.
Right, Shalom, this is your brother Yawanathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity, all right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. I ran those clips at the beginning of the video, just to put us in the right direction of the topic. All right, the sugar coating of the horrors that are taking place upon the face of the earth. The inklings of the things that we do get access to know about, right? Through the Spirit, I'm sure it's just the surface of the evil that's actually taking place. This is why the earth needs new management. Life can't thrive with the wicked being in rulership. The scriptures tell you this. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Let's actually get that really quick. And I also want to get who shall stand for me against the evildoers. Because although, most people who are actually paying a little bit of attention to things, they know this kind of wickedness is going on. None of them stand up. The only people that the Lord put the Spirit on to actually stand up against the evildoer are his men and the elect of our nation, which is a small remnant. All right? Let's go get that Proverbs 29 here. Proverbs 29 in 2 it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. And the earth is in a state of mourning. A lot of people try to fill their hole of emptiness with, fleshly gratification. And that hole that they're trying to fill is a never-ending abyss. It can't be filled with carnal things. The spirit is being sucked out of the people. Okay, so you get these characters that this devil has set up to make you think, the world could somehow be a better place, or they're for the people. Characters like Elon Musk, who are roped in to the agenda. When you look at the Met Gala, like I said in the video, it resembles the Eyes Wide Shut banquet the elites would used to have. Let me look up that term, Eyes Wide Shut, here. They say the term Eyes Wide Shut is someone who refuses to see something even if it stands before their very eyes. Okay? A majority of our people, they refuse to see what's taking place in front of their very eyes. As far as the Epstein thing, that list was never released with all the high-profile celebrities that were regular attendees to the premises. Oprah's rumored to be one of them. Before the whole thing came out, it was you could find it on the web. You can't find it anymore. That she would take children from her school that she built in Africa and fly them to the island, as like a vacate, as a reward, a celebration for the kids. But now that you know what was going on the island, you're like, oh, most of these people at the top, man, they're into that. They're into pedoism. All right. They're all roped in. They all got some dirt on them. So if any of them gets a conscience, they could be outed for the wickedness that they do. So let me get this here. I want to go to Revelation, the 9th chapter, because it talks about, even when this devil is brought to justice, he's not going to be in the spirit to repent or to even admit that he was wrong. Most people, if they know they were doing some kind of wickedness, you bring them into court and they may have killed someone or affected someone, and the family comes, they'll have some kind of sense of remorse. This devil has no remorse for any of the wickedness that he's done. He has a pure hatred for the Lord's people and himself. He's the embodiment of death itself. He's the one that carries out the works of Satan upon the earth, man. Okay, this is Revelation 9, and we'll start at, we'll just get to the point. The last verse in Revelation 9, it tells you that neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of the fornication, nor of their thefts. Okay, and because of that, this is what's going to take place. And I mentioned this in the lesson yesterday. We did about how we teach on a former lynching site here in Dallas. I mentioned this precept. This is Sirach 10 and 8. All right, and that reads. Actually, we'll just start. We'll start at verse 6. Sirach 10 and 6. It says, "Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong. Do nothing at all by injurious practices." And Esau's trying to get his blessing back. All right, which is why he's plotting to hip everyone, so he can take dominion over the Lord's creation and the Lord's people. All right. And in his mind, he was, he was bamboozled. He was deceived out of his blessing, when the blessing the Lord had already written for it to be for Jacob anyway. So, he's in the dark on that. Verse 7, pride is hateful in Jeremiah 50. I believe it calls Esau the most proud. We'll get that after this. Pride is hateful before God and man. And by both doth one commit iniquity. Iniquity is sin upon sin. And no one has committed iniquity like Esau. He's profane. He's outside of the temple completely. All right. Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, every deal this devil has made with our people is non-beneficial to our people in the end. Even if it seems to be okay, it ends up being unbeneficial to our people. Even if it benefits, say they do a deal with an athlete or a rapper or something like that, or an entertainer or a politician, and it may be beneficial for him financially, but they puppeteer him to where he has to push a particular vibration on the earth that makes our people sick in the spirit. You see? So there's no deal that this devil ever makes. Nothing that he gives you is for your well-being. It's for your destruction and to ultimately have dominion over you. All right. Verse 8 again from the top. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, riches got by deceit, and all of his riches have been gotten by deceit. All right. If you've been in Esau's fool system, they'll lead you to believe that this country was built off of the merit, hard work, and courage of, Esau's forefathers that came to this land, when it was built off the free labor of Israel. Without that, if you take that out of the recipe for America, America does not become what it is at all. America, it doesn't ever develop to this point. It still remain. It would just remain a colony of England, or it would have been fought over, and another nation would have, took. If you take out that free labor that America had, by no means do they become the world power that they are today. But that is, that's not the narrative. That's not how it's spent. That truth is never spoken up upon the mainstream. All right. So the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. So because of this ill conduct that this devil has, that he's been moving with, and ultimately because it was from the beginning, it was, the earth was made for our sakes anyway. All right. The chosen line. The kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another. The difference is that our kingdom is never going to end. All the nations had the opportunity to rule. They ruled in wickedness. None of them ruled according to the way, all right, that breath of life that was given to Adam. None of them ruled according to that, right? But we are. And we're going to be changed, and we're going to do it perfect. There's not going to be any slip-ups in the kingdom. All right? So now that I finished that off, let's go get the precept that I mentioned. What was it? Jeremiah 50 calls this devil the most proud. In Isaiah the 14th chapter, it tells you how everybody's going to look upon him and be like, this was he that did shake kingdoms. He's going to be brought to a low estate. Talks about in Isaiah 47 as well. All right, Jeremiah 50 and it's down here towards 30 here. Let me see here. I'll start at 28, okay? Just so it leads into 31. It says, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare Zion the vengeance of the Lord our power, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon. This is talking about how this place, this future kingdom, not ancient Babylon, the new Babylon is going to be destroyed, okay, via thermonuclear missiles, okay? Call the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. All right. So they were describing the missiles or the action of it taking place the best way they could with the words available to them at the time. So it's not going to say ICBM missiles here, but this is prophecy. It's to come to pass. Right. All right. All you that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. And this nation has. No one comes close to the pride that the nation of Edom has exhibited the past 1,000 years. Okay? The past 600 years. Right? Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. And that just reiterates via the word what I just stated. Saith the Lord God of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All right, we were oppressed here in Babylon, this spiritual Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. We were oppressed here together. All right, verse 33 again from the top. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong, Yahushua. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. And you notice this isn't talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon, that kingdom was transferred. The country was left intact. It wasn't a great war that overtook it. The heads of the nation were taken out, and the rulership over it was just transferred, simply. So this isn't talking about ancient Babylon. All right, and her being burnt with fire. This isn't that. Okay, but yeah, man, this is sugar-coated horror taking place all around us every day, nonstop. And the Lord has only put the Spirit on His elect to stand up and to sigh and cry for the abominations being done in the midst thereof, like it talks about in Ezekiel 9:4. And it's a vexing thing to know and to see on a regular basis. All right, if you're sincere, if you love righteousness, you're going to be vexed in this kingdom the same way Lot was vexed in Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so with that being said, man, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.